Imagine witnessing a father's love twisted into something monstrous. Today, we're unraveling that dark transformation in Francisco Goya's chilling masterpiece, Saturn Devouring His Son. This painting conveys not just a mythological tale, but also the deep fears and complexities of Goya's life and times. What happens when a father's love turns deadly? We'll dive into the historical context, emotional depth, and powerful themes of this captivating work. What does this painting say about power and family? Let's find out. Francisco Goya created Saturn Devouring His Son between 1819 and 1823, during a chaotic time in Spanish history marked by the Peninsular War. This conflict, which stretched from 1808 to 1814, pitted Spanish guerrillas against French forces led by Napoleon, as well as the British. The war devastated countless lives, creating immense suffering and a feeling of instability in Spain. As a court painter, Goya witnessed the corruption and decline of the Spanish monarchy. His relationships with royals, including King Charles IV, soured as their political power waned and public sentiment turned against them. This disillusionment is poignantly reflected in his work from this period. Interestingly, Goya himself faced many personal struggles, including his battle with isolation and depression, especially after becoming deaf. This feeling of helplessness is echoed in his artistic output during this time, particularly in Saturn, where figures spiral into madness. Over the years, Goya's style evolved significantly. His earlier works celebrated whimsy and mythology, but after experiencing the brutal realities of war, his tone shifted dramatically. For example, pieces like The 3rd of May, 1808 express raw emotion and document the brutal impacts of war. This transformation laid the groundwork for the themes we see in Saturn Devouring His Son, revealing the psychological trauma that arose from conflict and Goya's reaction to human nature. Did you know that many interpretations of Goya's works are influenced by the struggles he faced both politically and personally? The central figure is Saturn, or Cronus from Greek mythology, a character consumed by paranoia. He feared that a prophecy foretold by an oracle would lead his child to overthrow him. In desperation, he devoured each of his offspring at birth, an act that perverts love and protection into a terrifying display of power. This myth serves as both a cautionary tale and a reflection of rulers who sacrifice their humanity in their relentless pursuit of power. Goya encourages us to confront unsettling questions. What drives a parent to commit such monstrous acts? Is it just ambition or a deeper psychological disturbance? How does this theme resonate in our world today? Are we witnessing similar patterns of power and control in our lives? The painting challenges us to think about the consequences of unchecked authority, both historically and in contemporary society. Goya's portrayal of Saturn is intensely visceral, evoking a range of emotions. Saturn's frantic eyes and grimace convey desperation and madness, drawing viewers into this horrific moment. This isn't just about a father devouring his child, it symbolizes a tragic unraveling of morality and reason. The lifeless child, caught in eternal stillness, starkly contrasts with Saturn's madness. This duality highlights the horror of lost innocence, prompting us to reflect on the implications of parental neglect and violence. As Saturn's grim act unfolds, we confront disturbing truths about love, power, and human nature. In this context, Goya's work resonates deeply within family dynamics, showcasing the potential for violence within the most sacred relationships. How does this challenge your perception of morality? Have you ever encountered situations in your life where power dynamics led to destructive choices? Reflect on these queries as we navigate this poignant analysis. Goya employs various artistic techniques that enhance the emotional impact of Saturn devouring his son. his brushwork is both loose and purposeful, creating a sense of movement that reflects the frantic nature of the scene. The painting's texture adds depth, drawing viewers into a more tactile experience that intensifies the horror. The color palette is dominated by dark, muted hues, using deep blacks and browns to evoke a visceral reaction. The sickly tones of flesh enhance the sense of decay, reinforcing themes of moral corruption and grotesqueness. Compared to other artists of his time, Goya was innovative. While many Baroque painters adhered to classical ideals, Goya broke away from these conventions, focusing instead on raw emotional realism. His work profoundly influenced movements such as Romanticism and Expressionism. This blend of technical skill with profound narratives positions Goya as a revolutionary figure. His ability to depict psychological depth allows him to continue inspiring generations of artists who explore similar themes. Saturn Devouring His Son explores recurring themes of madness and power, which echo throughout art and literature from the same era. Works like Edvard Munch's The Scream and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein examine the consequences of ambition and madness, challenging social norms. This painting remains relevant today. The abuse of power is still a pressing issue, inviting us to reflect on authority and violence. How do we see these themes play out in our own lives and current society? Do you recognize moments where personal ambition leads to destructive outcomes? I encourage you to consider your own experiences and share them in the comments. How does Goya's portrayal of Saturn's dysfunction resonate with our understanding of familial relationships and societal structures? In conclusion, Saturn Devouring His Son is a complex exploration of fear, power, and the darker aspects of human nature. Through Goya's lens, we are invited into a world where tyranny intertwines with family, challenging us to confront our beliefs about morality and destruction. As we wrap up, think about the key takeaways from Goya's work: the dangers of unchecked power, the tragic outcomes of familial violence, and the psychological turmoil that often accompanies such dynamics. I urge you to delve deeper into Goya's other works and explore how his style evolved over time. For those interested, I recommend checking out documentaries or books about Goya's life, as they offer further insights into his visionary approach. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this analysis engaging, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights into the fascinating world of art. Share this with friends who appreciate art, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next.